Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Foxter, on the panel this evening. It's Bridgeman and Port Bear. Stato, how we doing, boys and girls? Boys and girls, it's from Wanda. How we doing, boys?
Brilliant, this is brilliant.
Sorry, boys and girls.
Magic, just magic.
Nah, I'm doing well. Ox, Brisbane, Fox and Old School. Hope you're all well, guys.
Well, can I just say, huge good evening to you guys in the panel. Massive good evening to the boys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
I think it's official. I think Linda went for Chris Woods last night, mate.
She must like a blonde.
She said they have more fun, mate.
Nah, they say that, don't they? They say.
She might get you back tonight, mate. She might come back with a sniper, get you back.
Hey, that was just a simple question. I just wanted to know where we stood with goalkeepers.
Good debate, because obviously a lot of talk about McGregor.
Aye, I heard the press conference by the gaffer today, and it was well mentioned. You know, and he's not.
Did you listen to it?
I listened to it. Yes, I listened to it. Yep. So I suppose we'll get to that.
Everybody's safe and well in your world, mate.
Everybody's safe and well in Port Glasgow, mate. Obviously, I've just been informed from my work that I've not to return now the next 2 days, Ox. I'm on call.
Every cloud.
Aye, yes.
How are you, Bridge?
I'm cool, pal. Thank you very much. I'm astounded that Port Bear's not going back to work. I'm absolutely astounded. Have you got a union representative telling you they do that?
Yes, I have, mate. Yes, I have.
Oh, shockers. Left wingers, shockers.
Funny enough, I got accused of playing in the other wing.
Did you? You used to be a true union man. You're now a Tory. Those were the days.
Right. We plan for the night. Good press conference coming up. A lot of information on it.
Yes.
Hope you two will get your pens and papers, because I'll be firing questions at you and testing your knowledge. But listen to that. Open up to get some debate. And we'll open up the phone lines. Does that sound like a plan?
That is the plan.
Go for it.
We're not going to talk about Fox's army days. We'll leave that to another.
Well, I know there's a story doing the rounds. No, I'm not going to say it. No,
I don't think
Port Bell will come out with it. He'll blubber it out. That's what he'll do.
Fox's army days and a camel. What a story. Anyway,
I thought you were talking about his scooter.
No. That leads on to that. Get yourself in mute. We're going to hear from your manager, Stephen Gerrard, MBE.
I'll give you the full injury update. Scott is about to come out of a boot that he's been in since the injury. He's got an ankle ligament injury, so it's quite a significant one. He's progressing well, and it's about moving the rehab forward now and progressing that. But obviously in the short term, Scott will be missing. Better news on Ryan Jack, who's been outside and had 2 or 3 pitch sessions and is progressing extremely well. And if that keeps moving in that direction, he should be with the team sometime towards the middle of next week. Jordan Jones is pretty similar to Ryan in terms of return time. Jordan's had a calf injury. Coming back after his ban, he's picked the calf injury up, but he's due to be back with the team middle of next week as well. George Edmondson's off to see a specialist He's got a bit of a niggle around his hip and adductor area that we need to get a specialist opinion on. I'll know more on George in a couple of days. And Katic is progressing well. He's had a little bit of a break back home, but obviously back with us now and progressing well.
Andy Newport, please.
I just also ask about Kamal Roof after he came off in the firm games. Is he okay?
Missed him, didn't I? So Kamal won't be with us at the weekend. He's one that has obviously picked up an injury in the old firm. It's difficult to put a date on that one just yet, but I predict he could miss a couple of games.
Can I just ask, obviously, we're now into January, contracts can be renegotiated from this point onwards with other clubs. I mean, is there any concern with the likes of Leon? Obviously, his deal expires at the end of the season, and with Alan McGregor as well, showing that he's sort of almost kind of slowing down. Is there any talks with him about extending his contract situation?
There's no talks with any of the players at the moment, but that doesn't mean that we're not keen to keep them here with us. I think negotiations are made between club and the representation. Once they get up and running. Alan's in fantastic form. We're really pleased with him. I think Alan's situation is a bit different than most because of his age. The club want to be obviously very respectful to him. I think it'll be a case of what Alan wants to do. So at the right time, I'll sit down with Alan and we'll talk to his people who represent him, and we'll have an open discussion on that one. We're really pleased with his form. It won't be a case of judging him on his age. It'll be a case of what Alan wants to do and what he wants in terms of his own future, and we'll be very respectful to that. Leon is someone who we want to keep hold of. He knows that. He's performing ever so well. He signed a contract with an option of an extension on that contract. He's doing ever so well, and we want him to be here beyond this season. So there's no rush in terms of that one. Leon knows he's wanted here. I think he's enjoying it. He's playing with a smile on his face. And he's someone who's come in and made the team and the squad a lot stronger. So we're very pleased with him as well. In terms of everyone else, it's a case of let's be patient and wait for the right time. And at the right time, we will reward the individuals that need rewarding.
Very good. Jordan Campbell, please.
Hi, Stephen. Obviously, the fullbacks are quite well known to be a major threat for the team. It seems like in recent weeks, I don't know if you felt that teams have started adapting to that and trying to almost shut James Tavernier at the game.
I think that's pretty normal. That teams and managers are going to have a look at Rangers' strengths and try and nullify them strengths. But I think it'd be very disrespectful to me, to the other coaches that I'm competing against, if I said this is just a recent thing. I think people seem to think that St Mirren were the first team to try and stop James Tavernier in my 2.5-year tenure, which is so far from the truth, because you've got to respect all the managers and the coaches in the league. They're always going to try and nullify Rangers' threats, but we have to be able to adapt in-game, before games. We have to have different tools to react to different situations. St Mirren tried to stop us in the second game in the league and we won the game 2-0. So it's about us being able to have the right tools and being able to adapt within game and being ready for whatever teams try and do to stop us. But the good thing is we're not reliant on just one player. We've got strengths all over the park, so that's a good place to be in.
Alison Conroy, please.
Morning, Stephen. Just in terms of the game on Sunday and the trip up to Aberdeen, what are you expecting from them?
A tough challenge. They're a good team. They've got good players. They've got players returning from injury. They obviously had a few players that were missing due to COVID situations over the last couple of fixtures, I think it was. So it's always going to be a tough challenge. Derek's a good coach. He has the team well drilled. He squeezes every little bit out of his players in terms of having them ready to compete, and got players that can really hurt you. So our respect for Aberdeen and what we're going to face is certainly there. Having said that, we're going up to Pittodrie. We went up there at the beginning of the season, performed ever so well. It was really calm atmosphere, very different to the normal Pittodrie. And we really went up there and performed ever so well and deserved our victory. We're looking to try and do the same thing. We're going up there for 3 points. I'm looking for a performance that deserves them 3 points. And I believe if we can get close to our best, we're confident we can get what we want.
Greg Vickers, please.
Morning, Stephen. We're entering a period of the season where your team has sort of faltered in the last 2 seasons. Are you more confident this time around that they can maintain the form that they've shown in the first half of the season? And if you are, what sort of aspects are sort of driving that confidence?
Well, I've got total belief and confidence in my players. I always have had. And we're not a group of people that forward. We've just beat a very good team last week in Celtic. We've won 14 on the spin. We're unbeaten in terms of the league. So that gives me confidence and belief that we're in a good place. But, I know as well as anyone that form's only temporary. You've got to keep pushing. You've got to keep trying to max out. You've got to keep trying to raise the bar and face every challenge that comes our way. And it's very important we stay in the now and we don't live in the past or too far in the future. And the now is a tough challenge against Aberdeen. So we're ready, we're prepared, we've had a bit of extra training time, which has been helpful. And we reset and get ready to try and win 3 points.
David Tanner, please.
Hi, Stephen. What sort of stuff have you been working on in that extra training?
Sorry?
What sort of stuff have you prioritised in that extra training and the extra time that you're getting with the players at the moment?
Well, I think if you looked at our schedule from when we first started the season, you get very little chance to go week to week. Normally we're playing Thursday, Sunday when you're involved in the European. And then normally there's midweek games as well. But this week's been quite nice in terms of having the week to week. So you can train more on open spaces. You can do a lot more 11v11 work. You can push the players a little bit harder than normal. When you've got games every 2-3 days, it's about playing and recovering and topping the players up that haven't had many minutes. So to be able to have full sessions and really push the players in open spaces and really 11v11 stuff. We had a lot of time to do that in pre-season. But since the season's begun, the days where you get the chance to do that are very limited. Don't know the exact number of days, but I think it's in between probably 12 and 16 opportunities we've had to have a real good push in terms of what we're looking for. So we welcome that this week, and it's a good chance for us to reset and get ready for this tough challenge of the weekend.
David Edgar, please.
Hi, Stephen. You've discussed on here before how important the small margins are, and we read an interesting piece from one of your analysts this week. Do you think that one of the keys to success so far this season has been the focus on improving every aspect of the club?
We've had no success this season, David, just yet. It's something that we're working towards. Everyone's pushing in the right direction for this season to be a success. And from the beginning of the season, or even back to when the season was curtailed last year, it was my job to analyse where we were. Everyone had to self-reflect from an individual point of view, and we need to find the areas where we needed to improve. But it's always been a constant thing in terms of trying to find the marginal gains and the small margins to push everyone in every area. The staff around the first team, coaching staff, have been superb. Everyone's on the same page in terms of trying to push these players to improve them as a group and individuals. So, yes, marginal gains is something that we always try and focus on.
Thank you. And finally, Raman, please.
Even with the transfer window open, I just wondered how important it is for you to keep the squad intact as you look to go the distance in the league. And can you just tell us on Scott Arfield how long he's likely to be out?
It's difficult to put a date on Scott. What I would say is if knowing Scott and he keeps progressing as he has, you're looking at probably the end of the month, all being well. It's an injury that you can't really rush and push as much as you'd want to. So you're probably looking at 4 to 5 weeks for this type of injury. He's been out for a couple already, so you're looking at probably the end of January, beginning of February. But we'll have to just see how that plays out, and I'll keep trying to update you guys as we move forward on that one.
And in terms of keeping your squad as you look to go the distance in the league?
We're really happy with the squad at the moment. I don't expect any drastic changes in terms of people coming in to join that, certainly in this window. I expect a few people to go out. There's a lot of interest in some of our younger players and our fringe players in terms of loans. There's nothing really concrete to tell you on that just yet, but I think as this window progresses, and because of the situation we're in with COVID and the pandemic, a lot of clubs are looking to loan players and are looking for favours rather than going and splashing cash. So I expect quite a few loan deals to be done from now to the end of the window in terms of outgoings. We're linked with quite a few players in the media, but we always are. We always are. Every week, every month, I've been the Rangers manager. There's always 2 or 3 different names, but there's nothing to really say on that. We're always looking to improve. If something came available that was of interest, we'd pursue it, but there's nothing to tell you guys about. There's nothing going to jump out in the coming days that's going to surprise you, that's for sure.
I was thinking more of the kind of the key players. Obviously, there was interest in Morelos in the last window. Whether you'd be able to pull that off this time around.
No one's going out the door.
Well, thanks for that. Old school blue, Fox. Back with us, gents.
We are indeed.
Maybe the most important bit of the whole press conference was a few words at the end. Bridgeman.
Yep, no one's going out. No one's going out. That's just fabulous news for us. I mentioned it the other night to an answer to one of the questions. I didn't think we would actually go and buy anyone, and I didn't think we wanted anyone to leave. That's not to say fringe players may go. But loans may be arranged for people to go and get some game time. But there'll not be any of the major players. None of the major players will leave by the sound of it, and that's made me very happy, really happy. No kidding.
Okay, Port Bear, some update in the injured players. It was a bit of a mixed bag. It wasn't great, but I suppose it could have been a lot worse.
Well, when you listen to what he's saying, mate, we know Kamaru's got a quad injury, and they can take, end up to 3 to 6 weeks, depending on severity. Not a lot of mention about how Ryan Jack's doing. He's keeping it very close to his chest, mate. And then a ligament injury to Scotty's ankle, but I believe he's taking his boot off. If you listen to what the manager said, he's taking his boot off. Edmondson has got an abductor injury, and then also you've got Jordan Jones, who's got a slight wee injury as well. So he is keeping his cards close to his chest, mate, when it comes to what's going on, and rightly so, because one thing we had a problem with before Oxford, if you remember right, was stuff getting leaked for the club, and it seems to be a close shop, and I'm really glad of it.
He said that Ryan Jack was training on the grass this week.
Yeah.
And hopefully start training with the first team middle of the week. So I don't know if the Motherwell game will be too soon, or they might even be on the bench, or it'll be all planned for the following week. But that was positive, and obviously we hope to see Arfield and Roof back, let's just say, by the end of the month. But
100%, mate. It's one of them situations, isn't it, mate? That sometimes you don't know what you're missing till you've not got it. And certainly in the Old Firm game, Arfield brings that bit of bite, and so does Jack. And I felt that was one of the things we did miss in the Old Firm game. I'm not having back about it, mate, but that's, in my opinion, I felt we missed Jack or Arfield, or even both, to be honest. But we still got the victory, and that's what matters in my eyes.
So is that us got 6 people on the injury list, including Katic?
Katic, Edmondson, Roof, Jack, Arfield,
Jordan Jones.
And Jordan Jones, sorry, mate, yeah.
So that's 6?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that. I just think. I don't know if we can include Jones and Edmondson in there. I don't know how close to the first team they are, but that's 4 boys missing. One's been missing all season, so we signed Ballard going to replace him. So we've got 3 boys there that are floating. Just a luck of the draw, man. It's football, Port Bear.
Aye, and I'll tell you, just to touch on Katic, I don't think he's follow Katic on Twitter or anything like that. I don't think he's seen the size of him. Any bears are out here. I don't know what they're feeding him. I don't know if they're feeding him people. But I tell you, I remember when we signed him and he was this big, tall, skinny boy. You know, still vicious in the air, still, you know, great, strong. But I tell you, what he's added in muscle to his body, mate, that boy's going to be a monster. He's a machine. He's working hard, mate. He's working hard.
I'm hearing he's eating camels. Is that true?
Camels?
Big penny caramels. You used to eat, Bridge, man.
No, the sweetie ones. No, camels.
Oh, camels. Sorry.
Fox's favourite.
Oh, Fox has got a coat with that, mate. He used to take a hump.
Oh, wait, man.
He's still got that white leather jacket, by the way.
White leather. Don't tell me it's got tassels on it. Please don't tell me.
It was a white leather safari. It was on the range.
All right.
I don't know about century, but it was on the range. Right.
That's no fair. You can't do that to a man with his fashion. People enjoy it, whatever they like to be.
Listen, he was in the fashion, and that was the fashion, and he was a leader, a trendsetter. You know, he may say a bad word about Fox. Right, okay.
He's a dedicated follower of fashion.
Your phone beating, bitch. Right. If people want to join us, what's the number, Port?
So 141-356-1972.
Or try us at Skype at RangersRadio.online. We brought in a call with Fox or Old School Blue. Phone in, hang up, and we will phone you back. When we phone you back, just wait and we'll bring you into the conversation. Can it be easier than that? Can it, Port Bear?
Doddle. Absolute doddle.
Aye. So it was a mixed bag. So the big question is, Port Bear's picking the team. What's your starting 11?
My starting 11 will be McGregor, Tav, Goldson, Balogun, Bonner, Aribo, Davis, Kamara in the middle, and Hadji, Morelos and Kent. That'll be my team, mate.
Okay, mate. Yeah, you mentioned McGregor at the start there. It's just quietly going about his business, and I think he'll sit down and see if he feels fit to carry on for another year, yeah?
I think that's sensible, mate, because, you know, Father Time waits for nobody. And although he looks absolutely fit as in the now, you know, sometimes your body gives you that wee sort of message to your brain. I'm not for this, big man. You know, your brain's telling you can do it, but your body's telling you can't. I'm hoping, I think, looking at him, you'll get another year at him at top level, easy, mate, in my opinion. But I hope he sign on another contract, because I think it'd even be great to have him about, mate, just a bit like Defoe. You know, Defoe doesn't play many games as he did the first season he came in, but what a guy to have about your dressing room. And it's something I read about the day. Big Amoruso had a wee article on the run-up to the Aberdeen game, and he's saying basically we can't lose this killer instinct next year on the way to this title. And I think what he meant by that is guys like Davis, McGregor, Roof, your experienced guys, they're the guys that need to keep these boys going, keep them on their toes. Tav, Goldson, some of the leaders of the team. So I do think that's vitally important. A wee start for you, Oxford. I don't know if you knew this. Are you ready for this? You ready for this? Drum roll. Wee drum roll. Do you know, I was surprised at us. Right, first of all, the first one's obviously the 18 clean sheets for 22 games, right? But see the back line alone, 15 goals and 14 assists in the league.
So you could say they're plus 10 for the season.
You know what I mean, Oxford? You know what I mean? 15 goals and 14 assists for our back four, effectively. I think that's phenomenal. And
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
And by the time that mob across the road playing Monday, we could be 22 points clear.
I wouldn't mention clean sheets. I see they've got somebody else back in court next week. So probably with that mob with clean sheets, mate. Their stats in clean sheets would frighten you, mate.
Aye.
Yeah, so just keep away from them. They'll be all under the spotlight ASAP again.
That's a brilliant stat you came out with there. Poor bit.
It's phenomenal, Bridgeman, isn't it? For a back four, you know, it's just it's big numbers, and you know.
All right, Mr. Stato. Then, who's the first team players that haven't scored this season? Outfield players.
Who's not scored? Right, here we go.
Remember, the show finishes at 10.
Carpet hasn't scored because he's not played. In my first one.
You're
not giving me that. No, you're not giving me that.
Poor effort, this Bridge, isn't it?
No, there's no sooking in. Don't you be starting that nonsense. You're sooking in with
Kamara. Is Kamara scored?
Come on, mate. I think it's St Johnston game.
So he did the colour.
I don't think you're very good at this stat stuff. You Google all that stuff up.
No, I didn't. This is just a question I've been hit with.
Come on, hurry up. We've got a tune coming up.
Is Balogun scored? Is Balogun not scored?
Is that your answer?
That's my answer. I'm going to.
That's one of them.
Right, Balogun's not right. So that's one. Forward line. Who scored? Bailey scored. Right.
Come on, hurry up. Come on.
I'm hurrying. I'm thinking with through squad. Come on.
Bridgeman. If you feel you can help him, Bridge, come in there.
I'm getting stuck on Helander. I think Helander hasn't scored, but
Helander scored a header.
So he did.
He scored, mate. Ryan Jack.
Well done. Wait a minute, I'll be back in a minute. I just need to go over and I'll shave. You took that long.
Well done, Stato.
Well, that's another good stat as well. Only two players out of that squad.
Brilliant stat.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I mean, obviously, Big Balogun's not playing in big game, and Ryan Jack's had his injuries as well, hasn't he? So, it's impressive for the whole team, the stats. Let's just hope the stat is a 15W,
That's all we're asking for, mate. That's all we're asking for. That's, I think January's a very, very important month next year. Mm-hmm. Just my opinion. I think if we, I'll say it here now, I think if we win more games in January, and then this is my dream, by the way, go to Parkhead and beat them at Parkhead and do what Neil McCann proudly done, another port boy like myself, and won the league at Parkhead. That would just make my year, mate, and make 55 even more special. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way, but that's just the way I feel. Neil McCann was a hero of mine, fellow port boy, and I'd love to see that happen again.
Did he play in the same team as you or something?
No, his brother did. Eddie played in the same team as me, yes. Eddie played in the same team as me, a very, very good player.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of debate.
You talking about yourself or Eddie?
Eddie. Oh no, Eddie was
a good player. You won it.
Neil McCann was a good player, wasn't he? Good player.
Aye, he was. Down here, there's a sort of debate that's, football in terms that Eddie was a better player, but
that comes out all the time.
Aye.
Yeah, it does.
Right, if people want to join us, what's the number, Bridge?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at RangersRadio.online. We brought in a call with Fox or Old School Blue. Phone in, hang up, we will phone you back, and then we'll bring you into the conversation. Easy as that, Port Bear, easy as that. See, your team.
Yes.
I think there's only one potential change for that, and I think your team's pretty spot on, the back four. the midfield. I think there's only one where he decides to play it in there with Hadji. I think that's the only choice he's got to make for his starting 11.
Because they are a physical side, and they have,
simple as that.
Yep.
But I don't see much.
I would only make one change to what Portman says. I'd put Helander in. I'd go for Helander because I really like Helander. So nothing against your choice, just that I really like Helander.
Do you know what?
Played really well. Do
you know what worries me about them at the weekend, mate? That boy Hedges has got loads of pace, and I think Balogun, he plays on that right side, and he's back fit. And the boy Hedges with the hairband, he's pretty quick and direct, and I think that's sort of would suit Balogun a bit better. I mean, if it was Cosgrove is another handful, but Goldson will pick him up. I can't pick between Helander and Balogun, to be honest, guys. Honest to God, Bridge, I can't. Apart from the fact I like Helander on the left for the balance, which you like.
I do.
But it's so hard to pick between the back, them two, to put part like Goldson. So I probably agree.
They've got two quite big lads up front, and I think, and Helander's maybe an inch or so taller than Balogun. I do like Balogun. I think he's a smashing player. And I dare say if you could measure up something else and you say, well, you want the pace, you want to have Balogun's pace, and that's fine, no problem. It's just my preference. I'd like to see Helander playing. I think he's a really, really, really good player. Gives a balance.
It surprised me if Helander plays. You just don't know what the boss, do you?
No, you do not. You do not. No. And I ain't going to. But I'm just looking forward to this game. This will be at the present moment with 16 games to go in the season, and after the big game against Aberdeen, that's us to 15. And if we get the 3 points, oh my God! No, Andrew, seriously. Oh my God! I think that's going to the pressure screw is going to get turned another and another and another. It's just going to keep going, and somebody's going to break. It'll be the SPFL and the SFA. They'll have to break.
It'll be interesting to see. Obviously that's all we're looking for. Get that 15's W, and then all attention's go to Motherwell next week again, Portbell, you know.
Aye, it moves on to another tough game. I see Graham Alexander's been made their new manager. Aye. The boys fought the Cats for Scotland. Managed some of the low league teams. I think Tommy Wright was also interviewed for it, which I thought would have been a better, probably safer pair of hands. But they've went with somebody different that's, not really got much knowledge of the Scottish League. He admitted that in his interview. I watched it, so I can't see Motherwell doing too much against us, mate. I really can. I don't think they're the same side as they were, and I think that's one of the reasons why Stephen Robinson left. I think he spent what he had to spend, and he's regurgitated teams probably for the last 3 teams. Every time he seemed to build a good team, the team gets shredded apart. Obviously, because Motherwell have to do that, but Motherwell's not one of the teams that I worry about. Oxford, honestly, it's Aberdeen, Motherwell, and as I say, we collect all our points in January, which I believe we'll do, and we roll on to, the title, basically. The title, aye.
They don't want to February, Bridge man.
So exactly. You know how I'm feeling. I just want to go game to game. It's all I want, and it's a countdown for me. Everyone's just a countdown. And by the way, one of the things I'm looking forward to, which is not the next game per se, I'm looking forward to the European set of stuff's coming up. And so that'll be really good for us as well. But we obviously want to be at the top of the league, but then stay there.
5 games, I think, before we play the European tie, Bridge. I'll just check.
Mid-February. I'll get this wrong. Either the 17th or the 18th, I think it is.
I'm just checking out so I get my Aberdeen, Motherwell, Ross County home, Hibs away, home at St Johnstone, away to Hamilton, home at Kilmarnock, away to Livingston. Oh my lord, what's the European games? We get 2 games in there. European games, haven't we?
I think it's February. We're playing both in February. I think the first one's the 18th, and then the week after.
I think it's the Thursday we play. I think we play home at Kilmarnock, and then we play the European tie. Then we're away to Livingston, and then we play home at St Mirren. Yeah, that makes sense, Bridge. And if Port Bear gets his way, we
That's cool for me.
clinch your title on the 20th of March.
Is that when he wants it? Is that the one at Parkhead he was talking about?
Yes.
Oh dear. I don't know if we would get out of Parkhead alive.
I don't care, bitch, man.
No, you know what I mean. But you know how right. I mean, they can't stop talking about the absolute 100, maybe 200% red card against their player. They can't stop. They're going to find a million ways to try and investigate this. How did that happen? There should never have been a red card. Blah 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 blah. Because we beat them. Only because we beat them. Nothing else.
Fair enough, Bridge. I've only had one person say it wasn't a red card.
No, exactly. But that's all I mean. If you're going to see them coming round, then you'll see some games or you hear some radio station or whatever, and there'll be no Rangers supporting people in the punditry area. None of them. They'll all be them, and the pressure, they'll just start screwing the pressure up. The BBC will go into meltdown if Celtic don't win this league. They will. I'm talking to the pundits, I
don't know how you would know that since you don't listen.
Listen to what?
The BBC.
That's their history. That's their history. They can't help themselves.
I've got that prescription for you. You've not to listen to that. You know that.
They can't help themselves, and you know
What's
it.
your feeling, lads, on the Balogun situation? Would you like to see him stay for another season? Or extend his contract further?
Extend it for another season and then see if you can have a year option if both parties agree the end of next year.
Just when the gaffer touched on that, I was quite pleased. He's a guy I would like to see, Nigerian international. He learned his football in Germany, and he has shown a decent level a player, certainly in your back line, mate. So I'd like to see him here for another year, but just wondering, Balogun.
No, but who's the one you'd like to see?
Balogun.
No, I thought you said you were wanting this guy in that played in Germany.
That's where he played. He played there, mate. He was brought up in Germany. He's like Nigerian, German.
You were talking about another player there.
No, mate. Sorry.
Please.
No.
Right, you have to go to get yourself to HR on Monday. You're getting done. Again.
What's he talking about?
Now you know how we feel.
I tell you what, I do think that I think like McGregor, I'd like the other goalkeeper to get an extended contract, and I'd like Balogun to get an extended contract. And so, what age is he now? 29 or something like that? Maybe 30?
Oh, he's 32, Balogun.
32, right. So if you can get maybe another 18 months to 2 years of Balogun, he'll do really well. He's not going to go anywhere. You're not going to get any money for him. There's no transfer value there. I'd keep him. He doesn't do anything wrong. He's never hardly put a foot wrong since he came in. In fact, he's been a benefit to the club. So get a 2 year, aye, definitely go for it. 2 seasons, bang on.
All right. I'll bring my centre half expert in, Mr. Fox, get his view on that. The old camel man. How we doing, Mr. Fox?
Good evening.
How we doing, mate? All right?
Aye. I was a wee bit in shock at the start of that press conference when they said that Scotty Arfield had been in a boot for a couple of weeks, mate. I thought the standards are slipping there, I couldn't concentrate.
What a shock!
I couldn't concentrate in the rest of the interview after I heard that.
You must have been minced with that one. Oh my God, Foxy.
Did you even...
Just as well it was their leather boot.
I think he's been a good acquisition. Plenty of pace in the boy, and he can play football on the deck. I like Balogun. I think as soon as Katic got injured and he brought...
Right now, would you actually play Katic?
If he was fully fit?
No, but he's no match fit, is he?
No.
It could be a long time to get.
But a while. He'll be another 4 or 5 months yet before he's...
Yeah, I would think so. He might be good enough for next season.
Next season, but
I don't. The one thing I liked about Katic was he was a threat at set pieces and corner kicks, etc. But Goldson seems to have taken up that role at the moment and doing very well.
Well, like I said on Katic, Fox, if you get the chance, look at some of his gym pictures, mate. I think he's been eating staff.
I prefer to look at pictures of the opposite sex, mate. I'm not like that.
Go yourself, Foxy.
Just remember, Rangers is a team for everyone and anyone. You leave folk there alone.
I love it, by the way. I love it.
Fair play to you, mate.
He's got a point, right enough, you know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, give credit where credit's due. He's a monster. He's a monster.
No, we haven't seen these photographs that you're talking about. Are they intimate photographs you're tweeting about?
No, he's in the gym. He's
actually in the gym. Okay, just thought I'd ask.
You better start keeping your 2 metre distance. We've been joined by GB, Gary Valentine. How are we doing, Gary?
Not bad, Ox. How you doing, mate? You okay?
All right, mate. Everybody's safe in your world, mate, first and foremost.
Aye, a friend of mine's and his wife have just contracted COVID, but they've just sent a message out saying they're all right. But I think more people are starting to catch it now. We've got to kind of adhere to this lockdown as much as we all can. Keep tight and keep safe.
Here.
I heard you just talking about Katic and the photographs. I've seen the photographs and
don't.
Let it be said, Gary. Let it be said, mate.
The Port Bear send you them?
No, but if you wanted to send me some photos, go ahead. Not a problem.
Port Bear, a shocker. No, but on that, he has, but his upper body seems to be a lot bigger. Just in general, he's filled out the shirt now because there's only a young guy in it, so he's obviously not been wasting himself eating donuts whilst he's been off sick with injured. So good news. Let's just hope he can get back into the swing of things as soon as he's back on the pitch. Well, you know how I've always been looking for a big giant monster centre half that will just kill everybody, if you follow what I mean. So I'm looking for 6'5". But Katic is about 6'4", isn't he?
He's in the making, mate. He's a bridge man in the making. Honestly, mate.
He just might be it next season. Then just might be it. Oh, looking forward to that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
At the moment, I don't think Katic would get in our team and ahead of any of the 3 centre halves on ability, but he's got time on his side.
He's a boy. I mean, they say centre halves don't start maturing, Ox. You don't know, like 28, 29, 30.
Well,
they're always late developers.
The 2 on here haven't matured at all.
Oh dear. I just wish we could play football like I could. That would be wonderful. Oh boy.
You know, but I get what you're saying. So he's got time on his side, and obviously coming back from such a big injury, you've just got to be nursed, didn't you? And there's a psychological side you've got to deal with as well.
Aye.
You know?
Aye, that first challenge, Ox, that first
everything,
the first jump, the first leap. Aye, definitely.
Yeah.
Aye, if you judge Gerrard by anybody that's been out in the last 6 months, he takes his time, doesn't he, bringing them back. Ryan Jack is one of the best examples. He's not rushed Ryan Jack back once. He said time and time again, Ryan Jack's got a different training programme to arrest him because of his knee, etc. So Gerrard and the sports science guys seem to know what they're doing, mate.
That's a big thing, getting players injury right. They've got a career you've got to look after if you can carry it.
Aye, it's all changed now for the days of old. Now, 20 years ago, you got an injection and you played on until the end of the season, and then they would try and sort you out. But that's all gone now.
I don't know, but where Port lives, still a lot of injections take place.
No.
Oh my god!
We try to say.
He's got your number. That's what it is. I think he's got your number, boy.
No, I think I showed him one of our streets that we deal with down here, and that was enough for him.
He said it was posh.
Oh boy.
This is a posh bit.
Aye. I think he thought he was something like I think he thought I was in Chernobyl.
Chernobyl, that's a big word, Chernobyl.
Aye. I think he thought he was something like Chernobyl.
Well, who's got the show on? Big Bridge. Right, he's got a new machine. Gary, what's your team for Sunday?
I've not given it much thought, mate. I'm trying to put Sunday at the back of my mind because I'm starting to think about it now, obviously, because it's near.
Well, listen, I've only got one thing to say. If you've come on here, you've not thought about it. Thanks for the call.
No.
Stranger.
No. I think still with the current situation, the team kind of picks itself still with the injuries updates that it does really, because the midfield limited.
So what's your team
right, so it's basically the same as what started against Celtic, but instead of Roof, Hadji starts. That's it.
Same as Port. Same as Port. We'll be joined by another caller. Evening, caller.
Evening.
What's your name, mate?
Blue Thunder, mate.
Blue Thunder.
What a name. I like that.
Blue Thunder.
I've seen that movie. It was a helicopter, wasn't it?
Aye.
I'm sure Fox has got a copy of that movie, Blue Thunder. There's no helicopters in it, man.
That's not call myself Blue Thunder, mate, because there's a storm coming.
Oh.
Blue Thunder. Sounds like one of the Alka Pops prints, doesn't it?
Listen, Blue Thunder, watch what you're saying. Don't say too much, pal. Don't tell him anything.
Go on then, Blue Thunder. What's on your mind?
Welcome to the show, pal. Welcome to the show.
Cheers, Brad, man. I just like to say I've been listening to you for a few years now, lads. First time calling in.
Brilliant. I like the name. The name is superb.
Aye, yes. Well, thought you'd like it, lads, aye.
I think it's brilliant. It's Port Bear that doesn't seem to like it for some reason.
It reminds me of old times. I used to watch a programme.
So, come on, Blue Thunder, what's on your mind?
No, I just like to say that I think the Rangers are doing amazing this season, mate, honestly. Yeah. I mean, no respect how good we would be doing. I mean, I thought it would be close to the wire with the puddle drinkers, but no, this season, mate, we're going full hardcore.
This game on Sunday's massive for us, but massive.
Aye, it's massive, mate. But I think we'll do it no problems, mate. Honestly, I really do. I know it's a hard game against Aberdeen every time we play them, but well, the boys will be up for it, I think.
And who's shown for you? Who's shown for you, Thunder, this year? Thunder.
There's a few boys that have shown for me this season. Tavernier.
Aye.
Tavernier. Absolutely loving the way Tavernier's playing this season. I don't know. Tavernier's my favourite, mate. He's been here since the beginning, so we win the league. It'll be amazing for a young guy to lift that.
Aye, you don't listen to him whispering in your ear there. If you whisper in your ear next, have you seen the Catty's photos?
He's asking for 40s.
Poor Catty's kind of go to the gym and Port Bear's taking selfies.
I know. I know that he's spreading them around as well. My God almighty.
Remember the
Well done.
Remember now, boys. Rangers, everyone, anyone.
Aye, we'll let you on, didn't we?
Yes.
We'll let you on. What kind of job? How do you rate how good a job Gerrard's done, both Thunder?
I see the day that it was announced that Steven Gerrard was going to be the manager. I just knew that he was going to do something special at Rangers, mate.
You like me, mate, had to get the day off school to get across to see Gerard.
No, I couldn't make it. But I mean, I heard that I was like,
day off school. What are you like? I'm sorry, Blue Thunder. He's got to be pulled up for that one. The day off school.
That was Boston school.
I'm sorry, Blue Thunder. I didn't mean to interrupt you, son. I'm sorry. But that's a shocker. That is a shocker.
Headmaster, Bridgeman, that's what he is. He's the Rangers Radio headmaster.
Don't just ignore him. You'll find out the night out, Blue Thunder.
I can't wait. Honest to God, I really can't wait. It's been a long time for all the players, mate.
Clubbing, and we'll be putting them in a taxi. They'll be getting home. He's done a marvellous job for his Gerard, hasn't he?
Oh, he's done fantastic, mate. I mean, I knew he's just what he's got in his head, football-wise. Do you know what I mean? He's perfect for Rangers. Perfect. And he also almost reminds me of Walter Smith. You know?
The way he conducts himself.
The way he conducts himself, his manner, his professionalism, the way he is with the media, the whole lot.
Portbear.
All right, both under. One thing I'll be questioning, mate. What do you think his playing style? What do you think? Obviously, it was very stringent in his 4-3-3, but we know he's made a wee sort of few tweaks to the side, and it's like a 4-2-3-1 at times as well. The team are fluent. How do you feel with team are playing? You know, in a formation sense.
Attacking sense, you mean? Like
yeah.
The Rangers attacking, he's getting the wingers, doesn't he? He's getting tapped. He's been, you know, it's just the way the Rangers are playing this season. I think is different for the way they're playing since Gerard came. There's just something different about them this season.
They seem with a bit between their teeth. You Blue Star, don't they? There's definitely a bit of character and a bit of grit about them. That killer instinct. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, when we went and beat the Puddle Drinkers at Parkhead the last time, it was unreal. If you couldn't believe it, that's when I knew that's just something special. And then we go and beat them, you know, last weekend. When we played very poorly.
We never played the best. We never played the best against them, but that's what changed the champions elect. They pull it out the bag. You know what I mean?
Well said.
They've not beat us for 14 months.
That's right.
Sorry?
They've not beat us for 14 months.
Aye.
You know?
I'm loving it, mate.
He made a good point box, didn't he?
I'm loving hearing their pain. Well, I'm loving hearing their pain. I thrive off it.
You know, you never hear anybody saying that, do you? You never hear anybody. You never pick a wee thing up and say, the Rangers have beaten it. We haven't beaten the Rangers for 14 months. I never say nothing like that, did it?
You don't talk about the run. Nothing. Bridgeman don't talk about the run. Unbeaten run.
The press just don't do it either. They just
Europe.
Yeah.
But we don't care, Bridgeman. We don't care.
That's right.
Nobody likes us, and we don't care.
I mean, just leave us to our own devices. We'll get it done. Don't worry about it.
Do you know?
Devices.
Yeah. Listen, it's a big season for us, and we're chalking them up on Sunday. Or have you just got to tick the box, mate? Are you confident?
I'm confident, mate. Very confident. I mean, they think that we're going to crumble. If we were going to crumble, we would have crumbled, mate. You know what I mean? We would have crumbled. We'd have crumbled weeks ago. But we're not crumbling. We're staying there, and they just can't take it. And I'm loving it.
I like it.
That's it. Yes. Oh, superb.
You've got in tune, first time caller in tune, Blue Thunder.
Right.
That's how good the name. That's how good the name is, Oxdear. That's one of the best ones yet. It's got to be Blue Thunder.
You see him all clapping. They say, "There's a Blue Thunder." Oh, brilliant. Bridgeman.
So what be you, lads? Are you confident as well then that we're going to do it on Sunday then, or he's a bit dubious or what?
Bridges acts confident. He went for 1-0.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very happy 1-0. Will do me fine. Can I just say,
Bridgeman, 1-0 will do me every game till we lift that.
Thunder, where are you from, Thunder? Where are you from?
I'm from Argyle, mate.
Oh, you're Argyle, sir. From Argyle. So young to Glasgow City. Got another song for you. No, really and truly, I think I was very confident. I think we'll win. I think we'll beat them. Obviously, how well we beat them is another thing. I'm a 1-0 person. I'll accept 5 or 6. It'll do me fine.
Gary, in you come, mate. Gary, in you come. Sit there patiently.
No, it's just sitting listening, boys. I think.
You don't think you gave you
whether we like it or not?
You don't think you should have called yourself some like the Blue Thunder?
A new name.
Blue Thunder. Come on, a brilliant name.
Brilliant, Blue Thunder. I don't know. I'll come back to a name later. But this is a potential banana skin after the last couple of seasons. Not having a January window. Not having a what do you call it? You know, the winter break this year. This is our winter break. This quite a long extended week. And you're just hoping more so that I think the result should be all right, but it's more about the performance. We haven't been at our best for the last month or so, and you really want us to come out and put on a performance and play well and be confident. And that really will springboard us into the rest of this month. And I think that's the real. This is the real test now.
What's more important than the performance, mate? The result.
Yeah.
No, I won't disagree, but I think we need to get back to playing really well and putting teams through solid. We've not done that in 5 or 6 games.
Gary. We haven't played brilliant in the last maybe 4, 5, 6 games, but we're getting the results. Blue Thunder.
Aye, we're getting the results, mate. That's what counts.
Here.
Can I have that,
Yes, mate, of course you can.
I think
Blue Thunder.
I think there's a wee reason to why the performance is dropped, mate. And Gerard touched on it in his presser. This is the first time in weeks he's managed to get a full week with a team on the training ground. And I think that matters. If you think, we were playing Thursday, Sunday for long enough, and he was telling you, I'm not getting a lot of time on the training pitch with boys because they're getting rested and then they're doing, all the chats in the conference rooms, etc. And I think this is the first chance he's had to get the boys on the training pitch for a full week in a long time. And I think they'll be working hard on how they're going to beat drills, etc. Aberdeen, who I think will be a more difficult game at the weekend because they've got some players back when we beat them 4-0 the last time. But I think that's got a lot to do with it, Ox. You've played the game, mate. You know if you're not getting that time on the training field to work on things, for that length of time, it's going to affect the team at some point, mate.
Well, you can't solve anything.
It's just a theory. No, exactly.
Anyway, well, Blue Thunder and the gang, get yourself on mute because we're going to have a tune.
About the greatest football team, the Glasgow Rangers, the boys in blue, they are the best I have ever seen. Only 4 years old, singing hammer time and in love with Michael Moles. All my other friends just played with their Barbies, and I wanted to play in goals. That's just me. So I sing, follow, 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 Glasgow Rangers, everywhere I go. Follow, 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 Glasgow Rangers, the That's all I know. I was brought up right with Rangers in my life, and I'll always be loyal and true. All thanks to full lads for the best thing I've had, that they founded in 1872. I follow Rangers. Going to Ibrox, there's no better feeling than hearing them play the best. The fans all start singing, the boys run out as they play for the badge in their breast. Oh, the good and the bad, yes, we've been through them both. From scoring at Parkhead and even Arbroath, there's no other team that is worth all of the stress. So I sing follow, follow, follow Glasgow Rangers everywhere I go. Follow, follow, follow Glasgow Rangers, that's all I know. I was brought up right with Rangers in my life, and I'll always be loyal and true. All thanks to four lads for the best thing I've had, founded in 1872. I follow Rangers. I was brought up right with Rangers in my life, and I'll always be loyal and true. All thanks to four lads for the best thing I've had, founded in 1872. I follow Rangers.
Well, thanks for that, Fox. Old School Blue. That was young Jody, who'll hopefully be joining us in the not too distant future.
Oh, that's a lovely song, by the way. Lovely song.
Some great wee lyrics in it.
Absolutely. Fall.
Was that you? Was that you wanted to play with the Barbies? Poor bit.
No, she's good, Oxford. I follow her on Twitter. Yeah, she's on here, so if any bears are out there, get her on Twitter. She's got wee clips of her content, and she's very, very good.
Oh, yeah. That's a really personal song that she's wrote there. Really good.
Aye.
What's her name on Twitter?
Jody X.
Jody X, aye, yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very, very good guy.
Yeah. Do you enjoy that, Bridge? Being my musical expert.
I think it's brilliant. It's a lovely singer, Lassie. Absolutely lovely singer. And I dare say she's got a CD or whatever it be, a whole album of good songs.
I hope she has.
And when she comes on, if she comes on, you can maybe ask her if she'll play one or two. It'd be brilliant.
Write a duet for next year's Christmas album.
Christmas number 1.
Oh boy.
The Fairy Tale of New York.
But I think Portbear seems to follow her a wee bit, so she must be pretty good at it.
Aye, she's good. She obviously she shows her passion for the club, and it's great that people are starting to do that. Blue Thunder, do you enjoy that?
Aye, it's a lovely voice, mate.
Aye, it's good. Fair player. They're put at her elbow. You're on Port Bear.
Well, she's that younger generation, Oxford, which we, as you keep saying, we need to keep passing the torch to the younger generations, you know. And
I can't do it all myself.
No, you can't. You know, busy man. But like a bridge man and the age groups on here, our responsibility to Rangers as a club is to continue to pass that torch to our sons, our daughters, and you know, any of our nieces and nephews, so that the young generation continue to feed the blue machine like we always have, and make sure they've got the same love as the club as we have. And I think we do a great job at that, especially on Rangers Radio. I think we're big advocates for the club. We'll do anything on here, as you well know, to make sure that any news or anything the club's needing done, we'll be more than willing to do it. So I think it's the responsibility of an older person like myself, Oxdale, to pass on the torch, to pass it back, mate. Yeah, indeed.
Is it your birthday today, Port Bear?
No, it's 6. It's 6 it was.
6 was it?
Yep,
Okay.
I was 44 on the 6th of January, yes.
Is that right? Wow.
Yes.
Somebody's arithmetic's no very good, Branch man.
No, I know. Mine's is Monday, I think. Mine is 11th of January.
He's going to do that's him. The place will be full of curds and flowers and chocolates.
No. I was just meaning that birthday-wise, it would have been quite close there, you know. So.
I got your card, Bridge. I got your card.
Oh, don't bother.
Aye.
Trust me, when Bridge opens up, he just shakes them. Right, where were we? Right, if people want to join us, what's the number? Port Bear.
0141 356 1972. Right, guys, come on, go on the show, get off your vodka.
Where else can you join us, Bridge?
You can join us on Skype at RangersRadio.online, and Old School Blue or Foxy will bring you in and look after you. Enjoy yourself.
If you phone in, hang up, we will phone you back and then we'll bring you into the conversation. You can come right in and you can talk to Blue Thunder.
Here's a name to beat. Here's a challenge, folks.
I beat that
come in and beat that name.
Right,
There's a prize.
The team pretty much before the Brett year, you said that the team pretty much picks itself, Blue, because the injuries. I tend to agree with you, but we've also got young Itten there who can be used in a few positions, and some people have said that Zunga might potentially start. Remember, this is the manager that has played Barker twice against Celtic, so you never know what he's going to do.
I think Blue Thunder's helicopter's crashed.
You there, Blue Thunder? You there, son?
Sorry, aye.
Aye, come on in then.
Well, aye, I think he will bring Barker in, I think he will bring Barker in. Aye, definitely. Singa as well. Aye, I know there's a few lads out, but I'm sure Gerrard will work it out.
I think that boy Itten has got a good chance in our squad. It might take him in a...
I like him a lot. I think he's a good finisher.
Yeah. It just needs a wee run. It needs a wee run, but to get that wee run, he needs a wee bit, take some chances and so on and so forth. But he's a big fella, and he loves the body at first contact. He likes that. He likes the first contact.
Aye, definitely. He's a half decent player.
Port Bear was awful like that. He liked the first contact as well.
And the second. And I think if you noticed in the second half, Bridge, man, when they come on against Celtic, Alfredo, the ball wasn't sticking with it. No, the ball just kept bouncing off him. His first touch wasn't very good. But when Big Itten came up front with his back to goal, he was the one that was, holding up and allowing the midfield to come up. So I like the look at a big boy. And for a tall guy, he looks quite pacey as well across that first 10 years. Once he gets going. So, no, I like the look at it. And that could, Oxford touched on it, that could be maybe the wee change. Maybe Hadji will drop out and they might play it in. But I would still prefer to see Hadji. You know my feelings on that, but I would still rather see Hadji because I think, like when he came on against that mob across the road, he did make a difference. Hadji's got that ability to open defences and he's got that, he's just got that wee bit extra. Some other ones, haven't they, at our club? So that's the only reason I would pick Hadji, mate.
But I think Hadji, it was like a double person, Somebody, he looks a spitting image of him. But 3 weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago, or 6 weeks ago, he couldn't hold the ball. The ball was running out. Just like you mentioned there about Alfie. But see, the last 3 games he's come on and played, even if he started them, he's been excellent. He has been, and that's the boy that we signed. That's the style of the boy that we signed. And he's everywhere, picking the ball up, no fear at all. Before we thought he was, he might have been carrying a wee injury. I
still can't believe he's 6 foot, mate. 6 foot.
Hadji. He looks a slim lad, doesn't he? He certainly doesn't look 6 feet, but my goodness gracious.
No. Checked it a few times. Surprised. He should have scored on Saturday. What?
He should have scored that, mate. I know that. I should definitely, especially the form he was in. You know.
You don't know how to touch that. You don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought he punched, particularly in the first 10-15 minutes of the second half, and took us up the park. Helped bring Tavernier back into the game and got us into the game as a side.
Yeah, they were definitely worried about him next year. I think that's the aura he's bringing about his game. You know, teams are starting to look and they're starting to fear him because they're seeing the ability. Do I believe he's at his 100% potential yet, Oxtear? No, I don't. I don't even think he's in his man body yet. As you said, he's 6 foot, which I didn't know until a wise man told me the day. So, you know, I think he's got a bit of growing today, a bit of filling out, and I still believe he'll become the player that I think he'll be. I think he'll treble his money. We'll treble our money on Yanis Hadji in years to come, mate.
I get that. All right. Gary?
Hadji? Yeah, I like Hadji. I like... see this modern day football, you have to have some sort of... You're supposed to have some sort of physical attribute, whether it's you're tall, you're quick, you're strong. I like Hadji because he hasn't got any of that. He's just a good football player. It's his technical ability and his ability to be able to play the game. You know, he's not relying on speed. He's not relying on strength. Don't get me wrong, you can develop that. You can develop the physical attributes. But I think that what makes him special is his ability to just play the game, get the ball down. But that comes with confidence, especially with his age. And I think what we've seen, 3, 4, 5 games ago, when he had that wee run and he started the ball was bouncing off him, it was just confidence. His confidence went. And you're going to have to accept that where we are now as a club financially, we're not buying the finished article. We have to buy players in and develop them in-house. And what comes along with that is, speed bumps, call them what you want. We had it with Aribo when he first joined, and, you'll start to see the fruits of your labour and Yanis Hadji, I'd say in the next 18 months, 2 years, which seems a long time, but that's where we are with our club. We have to develop these players, but whilst for developing them, we have to produce the goods as well. And that's where having a big squad comes in, because you can take players out and rest them, and bring other players in.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say if the manager's confident in him, he'll play him, I think. I don't think that worries Stevie G. Yeah, Blue Thunder.
Sorry, what was that? What were you saying there? Sure.
The managers get confidence in Hadji, he'll play him.
Aye.
I don't think he worries about age, really, if I'm being honest.
No, I think Hadji has got magic in him. We've not seen the best of him yet.
So you think there's more to come? You think there's more to come?
There's more to come for a young boy, aye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I come in and Oxford?
Yeah, mate, on you go.
I would just like to say that it was wonderful to see Hadji coming on, and just as you spoke there, everybody's saying what an effect he had on the team, and his own play has been great, and it built us up, and it allowed other players to come back into the game, and you saw the difference in the style of football. We started actually finding our men. Tavernier was up and down the right-hand side again, holding the ball well and things like that. And the poor people for the other side of the city, who did they bring on? Mr. Duffy. Oh, that's another bonus for us, I'll tell you. Wonderful. That's the way I look at things.
You've just twisted the mind. Right, if people want to join us, what's the number? Port better.
It's 01413561972.
Join us at Skype at RangersRadio.online. We brought in a call with Fox Old School Blue. If you phone in, hang up, we will phone you back. Okay.
Can I ask you a question, Ox?
Yes, mate.
We were 2 right-sided players out in Arfield and Jack. Who would you suggest goes to the right-hand side, especially at Aberdeen on Sunday? I don't think Joe Aribo's suit's been in a left footer on the right side of the middle 3. And I would either swap Zunga into that position or Stephen Davis, who has played that position many a time. And have Zunga in the middle to combat the threat for Aberdeen in the middle of the park. What do you think?
So you're saying play 4 in there?
No. I mean, my team, would be my team. It would be McGregor, Tav, Golson, Hollander and Barisic. Then I would have Kamara, Zungu, Steve Davis. And up front on the left, I'd have Aribo there, Morelos in the centre, and Kent on the right-hand side.
Oh, you're changing personnel there where they've been playing.
No, but it's the cover for the right-hand side of the midfield, Ox, you know.
I get it. I just can't see him taking Davis away for that pivotal role. But I understand your rationale. Thanks for the caller.
Actually, I think, based on what he's saying, I think that we saw when Hadji came on.
There's logic in it. There's logic.
Yeah, definitely. Aye.
When Hadji came on, he was playing on the right, and it made a big difference. So you might find that Hadji actually comes in and plays that.
But he's playing the right of the front three. Fox is talking about the three.
I know, Paul, but I think he might actually use Hadji in the midfield if it's necessary.
No chance.
You've been at these solvents again.
Behave yourselves, boys. Behave yourselves. There's something that sugarred everybody up when he came on.
2 years have been at these solvents again.
Solvents.
I think what Fox is getting at, if I'm right here, Oxford, he's wanting either for that power and obviously a bit more aggression, he's wanting Zungu maybe to play on that right, or maybe Zungu to play at the base and Davis to the right. Am I right? And then Aribo up front, just because obviously Aribo looked a wee bit lightweight against them, didn't he, in the first half? Took him back into the game.
Lightweight, mate, he just kept getting the ball away.
Aye.
Just kept doing the ball. Anyway, I mean, it's worth a debate, Fox. It's worth a debate.
Aye.
We've been joined by Blue Star. Blue Star's joined us. Evening, Blue Star.
Evening, Ops. Evening, panel.
All right, Blue Star.
Guys, I've not heard the rest of the show. I'm just on. I'm just looking after my mother there. I've got a big worry for Sunday. I've got to be honest, guys. It's not the pessimist in me, but see the very fact where manager came out today and said that Ruth's definitely out. Ox, I would like to ask you a question. Who's going to get us the goals on Sunday?
I think you've got to put some faith in Alfie and Kent to fire at some stage. I know the stats will tell you different, you know. They've not been prolific.
Absolutely, Ox, but my main worry is, bar that last goal that Alfie got, which even me and you even been blistered with the score. I know we've been getting goals for other players, but at the moment, recently, the last 4 or 5 games, Roof's had the mass majority of them. Kent, for me, bar the crackers that he scored, he's not been on firing in cylinders. We really need 2 or 3 of them really to step up on Sunday. We really do, because Roof has been our main goal scorer.
Well, we went away to St Johnstone and we scored the 3 goals. Aribo, Kamara chipped in, Roof and Hadji.
Yeah.
Hadji go against Hibs.
Absolutely. But I heard that wee last bit there. I genuinely can't see. I don't think he'll play Hadji against Aberdeen. Again, I'm a bit like yourself. The wee guy's got plenty of ability. He's brilliant at punching balls through. That's his main asset for me. He might bring him on, certainly, but I can't see him starting with him, because I think he's too lightweight, and he knows for a fact they're definitely going to be in for. We're in for a battle on Sunday. Make no mistake about that, because we always are up there.
Plus they'd love to beat a run. Simple as that. Port Bear.
Correct.
Aye, that'll be their main aim. Derek McInnes won't say it any other way, mate, but to stop that running in that unbeaten streak. That'll be stuck to his dressing room more. Let's stop that for foremost. You know, regardless where they are in the league, that'll be his. You know, probably work right at his team. I just think Oxford will have too much for him. I really do. I know they've got a bit of form. They've got 3 wins and 2 draws, so they're unbeaten in the last 5. They all seem to raise their game to about 150% against us, regardless where the position in the league is. But I still feel Alfie's will do damage, mate. He knows Stephen Gerrard's got to put it to him. You remain man here today. Roof's out. So you've got to prove to your own teammates and me that I can rely on you again. Well, the talisman who was Roof, who's carried these 12 goals this season so far. He's been the talisman. Alfie needs to get back to that. So does Kent. Kent has to, the Kent conundrum. Oh, I spoke to you about it earlier. Do we need to get him closer to Alfie? Because that's when he seemed to be playing his best fit. I remember the goal he scored against Aberdeen, the 1-0 game, through the middle, and he's rolled it by Joe Lewis. We just need to get Kent and Miller's firing. End of story. And we won't need to worry about goals. And Hadji has got ability to get us one. He definitely has. And then you've got to mention, obviously, Barisic with free kicks and Tavernier. There's goals in the team, Blue Star. So I think the goals thing is the last thing we need to worry about. I think it's the battle, mate. I think they will be at the battle in midfield. Blue Star. So I think the goal. I think it's the battle, mate. I think.
Who's going to show him?
Aye.
Well, I think it's important that we don't lose sight, Blue Star, that we've scored 57 goals, and let's be honest, our strikers, our forward players haven't really thrown, including Roof. The numbers aren't great, but our team's numbers are great, mate.
Absolutely, Ox. And I concur with everything you are saying. And I would also concur with the fact that I was surprised. I know they're trying to stay level-headed and sure-footed, and rightly so, but we are fielded basically probably more than likely 4, 5, 6 weeks with that kind of ligament damage. Jack, if he's only going to get back in the first team pool next week, you're probably talking about at least 3 games before you see even him. We are lightweight insofar as we're kind of holders and we're ones that can give a wee bit of dig. Certainly Davis can, but you need more than the likes of Davis. Aribo, the rest of our players in midfield, Kamara can dig a wee bit, certainly, but they're more or less ball players. So I would agree on that fact that the midfield will be probably where the game's won and lost. I was just surprised when he said that he certainly isn't looking to bring anybody else in. I don't believe that, Ox. I certainly think if there's somebody becomes available that he thinks is going to add substance to our pool, I don't think there's any doubt in it. I think we would be moving for somebody else, whether that's a midfielder or another attacking option. Certainly the guy for Sheffield United, he seems to have a good engine on him, box to box, but do you think you would go for somebody yourself?
But is he any better than Zunga? Because you've got.
I know that, Ox. This is what I'm saying, and it's what you were talking about there. The likes of Hadji. I know you're not his biggest fan, but I've always said, see for somebody that pushes boys through for attacking players, I genuinely think he is one of the best, Ox. More so in Europe because he gets a bit more space. I've always said that. He's still a bit lightweight body-wise, but for talent, there's no doubt about it. That boy definitely will get better. He definitely will, because he has got the talent.
The last few weeks he's done all right. I'll go to Gary Bell. I'll go to Gary Corby, right? Gary, I can't see us going out and signing somebody for 3 weeks. If they think we're going to start getting some players back in 3 weeks' time, we ain't going to do it. I don't think it makes sense.
Listen, I think the way we're not in the inner circle, but modern day football clubs, they have but they have whole departments that are constantly scouting and keeping tabs on players, and they're moving players around all the time, and they're putting feelers out. Players are contacting other players they know and asking questions. And this goes on all the time. Agents are talking to agents and seeing what the ground lies like. Rangers will have, I'd say, 1 or 2 players in every position that they're constantly feeling for. If Gerrard feels he needs to strengthen a position, whether that's with a squad player or something lands on his lap, that he can bring in, like Hadji did last year. That was last January, wasn't it? He brought him in. that he just kind of turned up out of nowhere. And then the year before we had Defoe, which was kind of a left field as well. Now, if these things come along and he thinks there's value in it, he'll do it. But it might no, he's not going to come out and say it because it makes you look a bit stupid. Do you know what I mean? Because you turn and say, we're looking at strengthening, and then you don't bring anybody in. Sometimes there's not a lot to talk about in Scottish football, so all of a sudden that tiny wee story becomes headline news, and you think, you know what I mean?
But Star, I get your point, mate. I mean, we went for 6 midfielders down to 4. You know, and that's the 2 boys getting injured at the same time. But I don't think you can run and say, oh, we're going to buy somebody just for 3 weeks. I don't think that'll happen.
No, Ox, I totally agree with you. Where I was going with that was probably more on the kind of loan thing. What I think Stevie G certainly wouldn't do. I don't think he's got that kind of mentality. He's no stupid enough to think because we're a few points in front that everything stands still, that we've just got the squad and that's it. As our previous caller says, I think if somebody becomes available and it suits us always, I don't think there's any doubt about it. I think he would move because he's already said he's going to put out quite a few on loan. That goes without saying. It'll be younger ones probably, but I know what you're saying with the 3 weeks things. If Arfield and Jack Nat can be back in 3 weeks, fair enough. He thinks he's got enough to know. I just think, for instance, we've got that game, then we've got Hibs. Both games, Ox, they always raise their game against us, and we are a wee bit thin in midfield. Yes, we should still have enough, absolutely no doubt about it, because we're playing great football. I just think it goes to show you can be lucky and you can be unlucky with injuries. It just so happens the 2 kind of diggers that we've got, that's the 2 that are out crocked, and we've been pretty lucky up until now. It just goes to show even 2 players for each position. It's your Donald Duck. Look at Liverpool. All their centre-halves, I think it's 4. The 4 main centre-halves are all out cropped at the one time, and he's turning around and telling you tonight Liverpool don't have the money to just go out and splash the cash. So it affects everybody, you know.
Well, I've seen Arsenal had to take £120 million loan. You know,
yeah.
So it's no unique times. People will be different. People will be carry. I'm not saying that if there was maybe a deal they were looking today and it came up and they got it early, but I don't think they'll be rash. Portbear, and then we'll go to Jason for Coatbridge, who's joined us.
You know, it's one thing I always follow. Years, you know, who Rangers are linked with, etc. You know, and I know Daniel Johnson was a name that came up. You know, beginning of the season they tried to get that over the line, but obviously Preston wanted $4 million. We were only offering 2, but he's only got 6 months in his contract, so I think there's space there for him, mate. And I think because the type of midfielder he is, and he's he can play in several positions, like Blue Star saying, if the deal's right, you know, why not go and do it? They could probably get him for a very cheap price with him 6 months in his contract. And John Lundstrom's in the same for Sheffield United. He's in the same boat. He's in the last 6 months of his contract and he ain't signed nothing yet. So deals like that with Premier League players, mate, and players in the Championship, why not? Do I think John Lundstrom's better than some of the players we've got? I think he's a Premier League player and he's got what an injury on him. And the boy Johnson looks like, you know, he's got goals in him.
Who you taking out that midfield to play Lundstrom?
Well, because Arfield's not getting any younger, mate. That'd be what I'd be looking to do. I'd be looking to bring in younger players. I think Lundstrom's only 26 and Johnson's only 27, so Arfield's 31. I'd just be looking to, you know, freshen up and get the squad age down a wee bit, mate. That's the only reason. So probably Arfield. I just don't think you can have enough oxygen. I think a team like Rangers' size should always be looking to improve, you know, and develop the squad to make sure we stay in front of everybody and be that team that goes on and get. There's a few titles, mate. Just my opinion, though.
Aye, but they've got to be better.
Yes.
Jason, sorry, Jamie. How are we doing, Jamie?
Hi, Ox. Thanks for having us on. Happy New Year to yourself.
Happy New Year, mate. Those things, mate. All right, everybody's safe in your world.
say, I'm from home, so not really been out to catch the virus or anything like that. My point tonight was about Hadji. I heard one of the callers saying that they didn't think Gerrard would play him against Aberdeen due to the physicality that they'll bring. I think that's one of the reasons he will play him, because he will draw fouls. He does it every time he's on the park. We get probably 5 or 6 set pieces for Hadji being on the park, I think. Plus, I think he's been our best player in the last 6 or 7 games that he's played. So for me, Hadji will start for the weekend. Just wanted to know your opinion on that.
I'll go to Blue Thunder. Blue Thunder.
I think he will play Hadji.
All right, okay. Short and sweet.
What about you, Ox? What about yourself, mate?
Is that fair, really?
Yeah. Just thought I'd throw a spanner in the works, mate. You always speak honestly about him, so I'd like to hear you.
I wouldn't start with Hadji.
Right.
No, neither would I.
It wouldn't surprise me if he did start. I don't know if I would start with Fox's team, even though I see the logic here. I don't see how we can take Stephen Davis to that pivotal role. I don't see how that improves us.
No, definitely no.
But if you're talking about the right side of the front three, you've got a choice between Hadji and Itten. I'm maybe looking at maybe 55-45 to start Itten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Can I ask you something then? Sorry, Bridgeman.
Yes, mate.
All right, go on, carry on.
If we still got a problem that we ain't got a right-sided midfielder, and that's nearly 3 years Gerrard's been there.
It's the way we play, mate. They're not naturally right fitted. You don't have to be, because in Ara with the boys going outside. You couldn't say that Arfield or Jack come across as, because they play that central, you wouldn't see them as playing in the, if you like, the inside right position, because they don't. But they play either side of Davis, and Kamara just seems to have made that position his own, didn't he? In the
yeah.
You know, so you've got him, he's playing with Barisic, and I've got and then obviously Jack when he's playing, and Arfield with the relationship with having there. So I wouldn't think it would be fair to say that. It's just that all of a sudden we'll play the Rebo who's left fitted in there. Yeah.
Aye, so it's like inverted wingers we've got, isn't it? Left on the right and right on the left.
But that's because of relationships.
Yeah.
Why would you move Kamara away when he's been working so well with Barisic?
You wouldn't? No.
Only my opinion. I mean, everybody.
No, I agree with
you. Bridgeman, and then we'll go back to Jamie.
I was just going to say, my honest opinion, I think I said it earlier, I think he'll definitely play Hadji. I think the manager will play Hadji, because he brought Hadji on to replace Roof on Saturday, which is the toughest game of the season for sure. And he did well. He played brilliantly, lifted the team, did everything he could, had a couple of shots at goal, and was unlucky. But I think he'll put him in. I really do. Don't get me wrong, I'm not the manager, but I think the manager will play him.
No, as I said, I've got him. I've got Itten ahead of him, only because of the way they'll play, and they'll try and get 3 kicks, and we could maybe do a wee bit of physicality helping us out. But no, if he played, I wouldn't fall off my seat the way I done when he played Barker at Parkhead. You know what I mean?
Hello.
Hello, how we doing, Del?
Not too bad, Docs. Yourself?
All right, mate, surviving, mate, as long as everybody's safe in the world.
Oh, hey, me, myself, no, I'm in my bed. I've been in my bed all week. I'm up at 4 in the morning for my early shift, man. See, try to get in that weather. No, I've got a point to make to ask the Bears, because I can't understand this. Right, he did his press the other day, 2 days before the game. Why would you say that Roof was out? That's the one I can't understand, because managers never used to sort of, obviously, we know Jack's out, but surely he went up with a minor knock last week. How didn't we just leave it at that instead of saying?
So they can't tell if he's playing or no. Yeah.
Aye. So that they're going to be doing a setup for Roof playing, and then when you put your team sheet in, what is it, an hour before a game? And I just don't ever remember managers used to do that. I always thought they kept their players close to their chest.
I think when they get off the coach, they go on with crutches. It might get away. just a little thing, Del.
Get Jimmy Bell, he'll carry him in the kit bag like that wee guy out of whatever you call it, diversity or whatever that mob was. And the wee guy in the bag, and he just pops out.
I think they'll learn it away. Right. But I understand if you weren't sure if somebody had a chance, but he's definitely out. Gerrard doesn't care about them, does he? He knows that if we get our team right and we play, we win. He's no disrespectful with other teams. But he's no concerned about them.
He's just his honest, usual self, Ox, dear. You know, a spade's a spade. That's just the way Steven Gerrard is. You know, Kamar Roof's out. I will miss him, but so what? He's saying basically what he's got here should be enough to beat Aberdeen. So what's he got to hide? And that's what I agree with. I think that's an old sort of manager's trick. You know, I'm not saying nothing that he's injured. You know, even though he's going to miss a game, and they'll set up thinking he's going to play. But I think teams are in the know now because of media and social media. It's not been hidden that Roof's got an injury and it's a quad injury. You know, it was pretty easy for me to find today. So you can't keep these injuries secret, Dale. I think the Aberdeen would have been well known that Roof was out, mate.
Right. That was the only point I made. Anyway, chaps, I'm going to get back to my bed. I'll still listen in, but as soon as I fall asleep. What's that?
Can you hear it?
Aye.
Happy New Year, but haven't heard you for a long time. Been a while. What were you thinking?
I thought you were going to sing him a lullaby here.
No. You heard Dale singing. That was a brilliant singer, by the way. Give us a wee song, but Dale.
It's a different.
No, I don't think.
It's a different Dale.
I suppose there's another way of looking at it. The very fact, it's all right saying he's come out and said that Roof's not going to make it, but we don't even know whether he'll play Itten or whether he'll play Hadji. So Derek McInnes certainly doesn't know. I would need to say, Ox, see Big Itten, I've been mega impressed with him any time he's came on. For a big guy, he's got a brilliant touch. He certainly can crack a ball. And he's physical, and he can header the ball and all. I've got to be honest. I would have thought he would have get more game time. And I know he's young, and I know he's thinking with the team and other players and that. But I genuinely think Itten as a player, I really do. I've been mega impressed with Itten. I have.
All right. Right, can we be quiet now? Dale's leaving. He's going to go for a kip. Good night, Dale.
Good night, Dale.
Good night, Ox. Cheers.
How about hearing another song for James for Tennessee, Ox? Where is he?
I don't. That's a different Dale. You're getting mixed up, Bridgeman. That was a different Dale.
You said Dale Shannon?
No.
Who do you know about Dale Shannon?
Not a thing, I just know his name.
There you are, see.
Great guitar player.
And did he sing that Runaway, is that right?
Yep.
That's the one, there you go, see. But James,
you're not as young as you tell people you are.
I am.
No.
Well done, Pat.
What do you say?
Interesting to tune in and hear our James Tennessee giving it loudly. You think Tennessee a music country? I was expecting them to be good, Ox. I thought, here we go. We're going to get a gospel singer or something, a right bluegrass singer.
Aye, Tennessee Ernie Ford.
Oh my!
Showing your age, right?
Is the Grand Ole Opry in Tennessee?
That's what I'm getting at. And they come on and murdered whatever they murdered, though, you know. Murdered.
All I'm saying is Jamesy Barr was better than James for Tennessee. Aberdeen have got a few problems in their team as well, so hopefully
just flashed up there. What was it saying?
Aye.
McLennan's out. I knew that one. Who's the danger men, guys? Who's the danger men in the the Aberdeen team.
Nobody, mate, if we play.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying is, Oxford, they have got guys that can hurt us. Like, hey, I find Hedges and Cosgrove are murderous.
Hedges, I've got to be honest. I think he's not a bad player at Ox, and I know we were linked with him.
Aye, but I don't know. I mean, he can run. He's definitely quick. He's definitely really quick. Some Port Bears may drop to the back ways. He's definitely quick. I'm not saying they've not got bad players, but what I'm saying, and I'll go to Jamie and Coatbridge, if we play and we fire, they don't get the ball up the park because we're in total control.
Yeah, my worry then at Ox is that we've not really been in total control for a while. We've not been playing great. But I think this week, because we've had that week, we've had the opportunity to train. I think Gerard was saying in his press conference that will hopefully make a difference, or that's what he's looking for. He's looking for performances to match the result. I know you said earlier on that the result was the most important thing, and I agree, but eventually if we keep performing below par, we're going to slip up. So I think it's important we start to perform. For me, Hedges has been quite good for Aberdeen. Lewis Ferguson as well. You probably don't let him dominate the game. Apart from that, I don't really rate Cosgrove up front. So hopefully the Rangers turn up, you know.
Mm-hmm. I get your point, but the last two away games we've had, I know they're not quite what this is got, but we've won them 5-0, 3-2, no lost a goal.
In terms of getting results, Rangers have been brilliant. No,
but we haven't played well. We haven't played well. Ross County, would that be fair? Maybe. Would that be fair?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, you back with us, Port Bear?
Yes, mate, yes.
All right. What's the score going to be then, mate?
Hey, I'm going to go for a tight one, Oxford, 2-1, Rangers.
That's been a long time since you'd one of them, man. Bridgeman's 1-0. Blue Star, how do you see it panning out?
I would have probably said 2-1 Ox, but I don't want us letting in a goal, to be honest. 1-0 or 2-0 would do me. I want us to keep the goals out, because that's a big thing. That breeds confidence throughout the whole team if you're not letting any in. It definitely does, even if you're not playing well. But no, as long as we can keep a clean sheet, I'll be quite happy.
Mm-hmm. Blue Thunder, what's the score going to be?
I'm going to go 3-0 Rangers.
Oh, I like it. Who's getting the
I'm
goal?
going to go for 2 for Tab, because I think they're going to foul us to death. We're going to get plenty of free kicks. So 2 for Tab and 1 for Alfie, if he plays.
It's brilliant when you think of that, when you can even come out and say 2 for Tab, but guys, isn't it? I mean, a right back, and you know that he scored that amount of goals. It's absolutely amazing.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
I hope you're right, Blue Thunder. I'm just looking hopefully. I just want to get the 3 points, and we're not back up there this season again. Gary,
I think when we did it on Sunday, we'll shut a lot of people up. Put it that way, because a lot of them think that we're going to crumble. You know, they think that when we come back, we're going to crumble, and we're going to crumble against Aberdeen. We're going to crumble against the Spinburners, but we're not. We're going to do it.
Can you come, Gary? Can you come?
I think just on the result, I think 2-0, but I think the defence is really who's performing at the moment and doing well. You know, the defence hasn't really been in question since the start of the season. I think the midfield's struggling at the moment with the players that are out. That's evident, and the forward line's not been firing for months now, is it? But really up from roof. But 2-0, I don't really care where the goals come from. I think that they could pop up anywhere. It's to do with the system in it. But I really think we need to start getting our confidence back as you know, Glasgow Rangers, and start producing the goods and putting teams to the sword and getting that belief back, because that's where, the old saying, it's no attacks that win your games, but defences win your leagues. That's why we are where we are. That's why we're 19 points clear, is the defence. That's not been in question. But in order to get back to being confident going into games, we really need to start ticking as a team. And that's what I'd like to see, is having a bit of swagger about how we go about things again, because we've not really done that.
I accept your point, Gary, that we've not played well for a good few weeks. I accept that. But when I'm walking into training on Tuesday, Port Bear, the performance doesn't matter as long as we've got the result for confidence.
That's what matters, mate, getting the 3 points on the board. And, that killer instinct will come back in the forward line. And I know Blue Star was the ways earlier on. Blue Star already had a wee start earlier on in regards to our back line. They've brought 15 goals this season, mate, so far, and 14 assists, and that's our back line. Yeah. I read earlier on, that 18 clean sheets in 22 games. So that's the foundation of how our league seasons went so far. It's not been the attackers. You know what I mean? That's been the foundation. So we've got that part right. We've got the solid back line, which Walter Smith used to always build, wasn't it? But Walter Smith used to always set up to stop, losing games, first of all. Like when they brought David Weir back. But we're forwards. They'll get the killer instinct back. Alfie will come again. He'll come again. And when Roof comes back, he'll continue to score goals. So, and that'll be just in time for closing in on the title, in my opinion. But we've got some back line. But the back line's doing superb. Plenty of clean sheets, goals. And it's just for the rest of the team now to get to the same level. McGaffer's, he's setting up a team superb. A lot of plaudits have to go to Michael Beale as well for the systems and the style of play he comes up with. So, fair play to the backroom staff as well, because they play a big, massive part in it. And, we're well on my way to 55, guys. I've never been so confident in, years. Never been so confident in years.
If we get a result over performance on Sunday, Gary, and I'm not what you say, but because I do agree with you, we haven't played well. You get a result over confidence on Sunday, 55 gets even closer, Blue Star.
Oxdear, you never said a truer word. In all honesty, I know we've said it we said it for the start of December, this was a hard month, etc. Going with Sunday, Aberdeen away, Hibs away, and then it's Ross County. I'm being serious. See if we can pick up 6 points for Aberdeen and Hibs. Honestly, we don't play Hibs to the end of the month. It's Motherwell next week. Motherwell next. But if we get by the 3 games, honestly, I'm 1,000% sure. There's absolutely no doubt about it. We've won that league. I think that's what hardest games of this month. Seriously, a day. Get through January, and I think we're on the home straight without a shadow of a doubt.
You look at me, Blue Star, and we win the title at Parkhead in March.
Oh, but there's no question about it. Absolutely.
Yep. That's what I'd like to see happen.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be nice.
Burn that place to the ground.
I can picture it. I really can. I remember the hysteria down here when Neil McCann scored them 2 the last time.
Yeah.
My hometown went absolutely ballistic. So it did.
Yeah.
I love that. There's 9 games before we play there. So obviously we play them the last game before the split, yeah?
Yep.
Is that right? 4,
1, 2, 3, 4,
9. 10.
10 games, yep.
So that would be after tomorrow. But so if we win all our games, mate, and
you're forgetting this. See if we beat when we beat Aberdeen on Sunday, that puts us 22 in front. Now it's all right them saying that, but we'll win more games in Hon. See the very fact, because we know what it's like. We've been in this position the last couple of years. We were playing catch up after the split. The bottom line is, when the points are on the board and then they're having to come out the following night and they're playing away for him, take it from me, we all know that's mega pressure, and they've got even more pressure on them knowing that we've already got the points on the board. So for us to come out and hammer Aberdeen, the pressure on them then, I'm telling you, they're buckling. They're under mega pressure. So we just got to come out and concentrate on ourselves and get the 3 points on the board, and that's it.
Both Thunder, we don't need to hammer them. We only have to beat them,
Yeah.
Aye, that's it, mate. Just each game as it comes. That's what we're doing. We're taking each game as it comes. We're not getting ahead of ourselves, as Stephen Gerrard says. We're just taking each game as it comes, and we'll see at the end of the season.
That's exactly what we're going to do. Exactly what we're going to do. Next game's the biggest game of the season.
Jamie, can you come, mate?
Hi, Ox. I was just wanting to ask if you think we'll return to a high press as well, because we've not seen that in the last 6 or so games. We started off the season, we weren't given any opposition any time whatsoever, and that was leading to a lot of goals. But the last few games we've kind of took our foot off the gas in that respect. We let Celtic have the ball. Don't know if that was a part of the game plan or not.
I don't think that was planned, mate. I don't think that was planned. It was us not keeping the ball. You know?
But every time, going back to the old film, every time we did win the ball back, we were either giving it away or Celtic were bringing us down and committing fouls. That Sorrow, I think, made about 4 or 5 fouls in the first half and wasn't booked until he's about six fouls. So that was obviously their tactic. And I think that's why the man got sent off, because they'd been fouling us that much that they were kind of expecting to get away with it. And that eventually, I think, cost them. But definitely, I think we should return to the high press, because we've got the players to do it, we've got the fitness, and I think that'll see us in good stead against Aberdeen.
I think it's good to watch, but it's high energy football, Port Bear.
I think sometimes it's tactical, Ox. Yeah, if you look at the 2 St Mirren games, being the cup one and then the one in the league, you know, we've been pressing teams all season, but Gerrard had to tweak a few, you know, the formations to suit these games, because these teams were sitting so deep. So what he was willing to do is he done it to Celtic as well, if you remember right. Have the ball at the back, let them pass the ball about the back if they want, but they've eventually got to come at the park. And in the league game against St Mirren, we allowed them to have the ball and have their possession in their own half, and when the time was right, we pounced on them and we broke and we got goals for it. So there is times, mate, Jamie, for pressing hard and, you know, all the nice football, but I think there is times also where we have to just tweak the tactics a wee bit slightly, and, you know, if they're playing in front of you guys, they can't score goals. So, but we need to make sure we're ready to try and win the ball and break on them, like we did against St Mirren the last time. So there is times for it, mate. There is times to sit and try and draw them out, and that's what Rangers are trying to do, because teams are just sitting with 10 men behind the ball, and they're happy to do that to try and get a draw. So we've just got to be ready to pounce on the mistake, and that's where the goal comes from, when you're not pressing.
Yeah. Can I come in on that?
Yeah, mate, on you go.
I think all comes down to triggers. I think the system stays the same. It's just the triggers change game to game, which you can get across in the. You don't need to be on the training pitch to get across your triggers. You can do that in the briefing room. You know, in a 20-minute talk with the guys as a group. I think that the reason maybe why Gerrard has changed the pressing, the high press, is the states of the pitches that we're playing on now. They're a lot heavier, and, you know, it might not seem it, but when you're playing on a heavy pitch and you're running about on that heavy pitch constantly grafting for 60, 70 minutes, you can really, really take it out your legs, even for elite players at the level that Rangers are at. But, you know, you don't have to do that. You get the points on the board early, and then the triggers change. In the last couple of days, I've watched back the old film the other day, and the plan was definitely to let Celtic have the ball in their half. It just, what goes hand in hand with that is getting your passes off and winning the first and second ball. We weren't doing that, but the idea was definitely let them have the ball again in their own half and try and close down the passing lanes. But I think it comes down to triggers, and you know, the high press will come back once the pitches change. as we go into the nicer weather. But by that point, the league might be won. So.
All right, mate. Well said, pitches are right, conditions how long in the season, but it takes a lot of energy to do it. Well, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. It's over the bridge.
Well, what can I say? What another great night, by the way, Oxley. Absolutely brilliant. Well done, everybody. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, 2 sleeps. So everybody, keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us. And get right into these sheep. Keep it going.
What did he say?
No comment. Take the fifth, Bridgman.
What did he say?
It was Cha-Cha Slide he was saying. He was singing the Cha-Cha Slide.
What's a man? Okay, have you enjoyed yourself, Blue Thunder?
Aye, fantastic, lads.
Brilliant, mate.
Cheers for bringing us in, Hawks.
Not a problem, mate. Listen, can I thank everybody for taking part this evening? Gary, Blue Thunder, Jamie for Coatbridge, and of course Blue Star. Can I thank Bridgeman, Fox, and Port Bear for taking part, and everybody for listening. Old School Blue is doing the technicals, and Old School Blue, if everything falls into place tomorrow night, we'll be on between 8 and 9 because of the lockdown. We appreciate that everybody's stuck indoors and gone stir crazy just for a wee bonus show before we build up to the Aberdeen game. We'll be in at 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon with a pre-match show. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, everybody. Just use the head. Take it away, Old School Blue.
From Argyle, so young, to Glasgow City, they come, seeking fortune and a new way of life. How could they know ambitions would grow? Such a beautiful story, and here's how it goes. Four lives had a dream to start a football team. They had no money, no kid, not even a ball. They still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. So hoist up your Rangers flags, sing with your heart and voice, celebrate the greatest club in the world. Let our history show what we already know. We are the Rangers, the greatest of all. Four lives had a dream to start a football team. They had no money, no kid, not even a ball. They still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. To start a football team. They had no money, no kid, not even a ball. They still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. 54 titles, we're still going strong.